Hello, I'm Raymond Go, and this is Nightline. News making the headlines. Airlines given leeway in resolving refund request, says MAVCOM. And 1,000 ringgit compounds will be issued to MCO violators. Good morning. The Malaysian Aviation Commission MAVCOM is giving airlines some leeway in resolving complaints and providing refunds to consumers due to the challenges faced by the airlines following the COVID-19 pandemic. MAVCOM said under the Malaysian Aviation Consumer Protection Code, MAVCPC, consumers may receive compensations for flight disruptions caused by airlines. However, this regulation does not apply where flight disruptions are due to extraordinary circumstances outside of the airline's control. In a statement on Wednesday, MAVCOM said the COVID-19 containment measures involve national quarantines and travel bans, not only in Malaysia, but countries worldwide. And these situations are deemed as extraordinary circumstances. MAVCOM said COVID-19 has contributed towards the aviation industry globally undergoing one of the most challenging periods of its history. It said there has been a cancellation of about 13.6 million seats, or 12.3% of annual scheduled operations by airlines operating in Malaysia. The Commission said the Malaysian carriers have correspondingly received an inordinately high volume of passenger refund requests beyond their current resources. MAVCOM said the situation will likely take longer than usual for airlines to respond to consumers. Under MAVCPC, airlines are also required to resolve complaints and remit refunds to consumers within 30 days of receipt of those complaints. Given the current prevailing circumstances and in the spirit of facilitating the industry, MAVCOM said it is temporarily providing some leeway in terms of the time airlines need to respond and complete refund requests. The Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents MATA, meanwhile, said airlines should make cash refunds as their top priority and not issue credit notes, which may have little or no value should they go insolvent. In a statement on Wednesday, MATA Vice President for Air Transportation, Shazli Afwad Ghazali, said it is a matter of principle to return payments collected from customers for services not rendered due to the current extraordinary circumstances. Shazli said while airlines are being bailed out or given loans to resume operations post-pandemic, they must first pay out cash refunds to restore public confidence. He added that while it is painful enough for individual passengers to wait indefinitely for refunds, the agony is multiplied many-fold among travel agents, with angry customers constantly at their backs. The police will begin issuing 1,000 ringgit compound notices to those who defy the Movement Control Order, MCO. Bukit Aman's Internal Security and Public Order Department Director, Datuk Sri Akril Sani Abdullah Sani, said those who refuse to pay the compound will be prosecuted. Datuk Sri Akril Sani reminded the people not to take lightly the decision by authorities to issue the compound as the amount of the fine is fixed. He added those who flouted the MCO cannot appeal or ask for a discount if they receive the compound, and failure to settle it will land them in court.
Jika orang itu di compound, kita tidak akan keluarkan compound di sekatan jalan raya. Jadi kita akan bawa mereka ke balai polis. Sebab compound itu akan dikeluarkan di IPD dalam tempoh 2 minggu untuk menjelaskan compound tersebut, dan compound tersebut adalah dibayar di pejabat Kementerian Kesihatan.
He added the issuing of the compound notices was in line with the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act. He stressed for the people to stay at home if they feel that it's not worth paying the fine. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Akril Sani revealed that the crime rate nationwide has dropped 67% since the start of the MCO. On another matter, he said police will also tighten security at the country's borders and work together with the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency as well as the Navy to prevent the smuggling of illegal immigrants. Dato Sri Akril added, so far 66 policemen have been tested positive for COVID-19, while 1,225, including family members, are currently under quarantine. The government is urging Malaysians in Singapore who want to return home to remain in the Republic. This as the Singapore government has guaranteed that they would be allowed to continue working there. The move will also ensure that authorities who are preventing the further spread of the COVID-19 infection in Malaysia would not be overwhelmed by the mass return of its citizens. Senior Minister of Security Cluster Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the Malaysian government has also requested that Singaporean employers provide data on the number of employees returning to the country to assist it in making preparations for the tests and crowd control. Elaborating further, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri said although there are differences in standard operating procedures on COVID-19 testing between the two countries, he maintained that the Malaysian government has made it compulsory for all who return from Singapore to undergo swab tests.
Mungkin tidak boleh balik serentak 5,000 atau 10,000 satu hari. Yang akan menyukarkan kita dari segi saringan di tempat kita dan sebagainya. Jadi kita pun minta kepada Kementerian Kesihatan, mana yang balik mesti dibuat swab test juga. Bila sampai ke Johor, mesti dibuat swab test untuk kita pastikan mereka benar-benar bersih dan tidak ada jangkitan COVID-19 ini. Tapi saya, kalau boleh menasihatkan, lebih baik terus kekal di Singapura.
It is estimated that there are at least 40,000 Malaysians working in Singapore looking to return as non-essential businesses have been shut down following the island republic's circuit breaker measures, which came into force on Tuesday until May 4th. In the meantime, Dato Sri Ismail also revealed that some 24.62 million face masks are in the process of being distributed to the people nationwide for free, with four pieces to be given to each household. The task of channeling them to the respective state security councils will be coordinated by the Civil Defence Force, APM, before they are distributed to the districts via district disaster management committees.
Daripada jawatan kuasa pengurusan bencana daerah, topeng muka tersebut akan diagihkan rumah ke rumah melalui petugas barisan hadapan di daerah-daerah.
As for Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan, the face masks will be sent over by a special Royal Malaysian Air Force flight this Friday before they are distributed. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah on Wednesday said 15 COVID-19 patients previously in intensive care units have been transferred to regular wards. He said there have also been 166 recoveries in the last 24 hours, surpassing the 156 new positive cases detected as of noon Wednesday. Malaysia's total COVID-19 cases stands at 4,119. However, Dr. Noor Hisham said there were 2 more deaths from COVID-19, bringing the country's death toll to 65. The first death was a 58-year-old woman who was receiving treatment at the Tuanku Jaafar Hospital in Negeri Sembilan, while the second victim was a 69-year-old Pakistani man who had attended the Tabligh event in Sri Petaling. According to Dr. Noor Hisham, the majority of the victims who died so far had chronic illnesses.
If you look into the data that we have today, 60% of the death age more than 60 years and above. And the cluster Tabligh, Sri Petaling, death is 30%. And in terms of comorbidities, diabetes, hypertension, or ischemic heart disease or cardiovascular diseases, so the percentage is about 75%. So it's quite high for those who have comorbidities because the symptoms will be...
Meanwhile, the Health Ministry has detected a COVID-19 subcluster in Rembau, Negeri Sembilan, related to the Sri Petaling Tabligh gathering. Dr. Noor Hisham said the cluster involved a staff of a school in Rembau and several localities in the area, including Pedas, Pilin, Kundur and Batu Hampa. The outbreak, he said, was believed to have originated from a meeting that was held in a school attended by an index case, Case 448, who was a participant in the religious gathering.
Guru-guru dan kaki tangan sekolah yang dijangkiti seterusnya menjangkiti ahli keluarga mereka dan penduduk kampung sehingga terdapat 3 generasi jangkitan. Siasatan juga mendapati terdapat aktiviti kunjung-mengunjung ke rumah saudara untuk melawat ahli keluarga yang tidak sihat, walaupun negara kini adalah dalam tempoh perintah kawalan pergerakan.
He said 27 people had been identified to be positive for COVID-19, including 2 people who are being treated in the intensive care unit. Dr. Noor Hisham said the public must be responsible and play their part in the fight against COVID-19. In another development, Datuk Sri Ismail said the Health Ministry is ready to undertake vaccine research and other studies on COVID-19 if it is offered such an opportunity by the World Health Organization, WHO. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said Malaysia had been identified as one of the countries which possessed quality research.
Dan kalau ada tawaran daripada South Africa ke ataupun dari WHO, kita bersedia untuk bekerjasama untuk menjalankan kajian bersama, iaitu kajian vaksin ataupun yang kajian selain daripada vaksin.
Dr. Noor Hisham said this when asked about reports that WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus has said that Africa will not be the location where COVID-19 vaccine tests will be undertaken. Malaysia was very recently selected by WHO to participate in the Global Solidarity Trial, an initiative to test several drugs for the treatment of COVID-19. There is no moratorium for housing loans taken by civil servants via the Public Sector Home Financing Board, or LPPSA. In a statement on Wednesday, the board said borrowers would continue the monthly installment repayments under the scheme despite the ongoing MCO. This as the government has subsidized the LPPSA at a 4% interest rate, which is lower than the rate offered by any banking institution. It added the welfare of civil servants was also sufficiently taken care of, as they still receive their salaries and pensions to cover their monthly expenses. Therefore, the LPPSA believes the welfare of civil servants has been adequately maintained and the moratorium is not necessary at this time. It also said any moratorium or delay in financing the monthly installments would affect the LPPSA's cash flow and result in additional loans of more than 2 billion ringgit. The statement further said that the LPPSA was responsible in ensuring its financial viability and resources remained intact so it can continue to serve existing and future civil servants. Still to come on Nightline, Selangor announces online Ramadan Bazaar platform with Grab. Stay tuned. Thanks for staying with us on Nightline. The Selangor state government has established Bazaar Ramadan Selangor Grab, an online platform to help small traders generate income during Ramadan following the cancellation of a physical Ramadan bazaar in the state. According to its Menteri Besar, Datuk Sri Amiruddin Shari, the initiative, in collaboration with Grab Malaysia, will enable people to buy food for breaking fasts online. In a statement on Tuesday, Datuk Sri Amiruddin said some 15 locations will be identified to set up central kitchens, where food preparation will take place based on the guidelines set by the Health Ministry. Under the concept, purchases can only be done via the Grab application, and the food will be delivered from the central kitchens. It was understood that the implementation of the program is being coordinated by Selangor Menteri Besar Incorporated, MBI, and the state's microcredit Hijrah Selangor scheme. Datuk Sri Amiruddin also added that initiatives such as this will be the new normal while the nation is battling the COVID-19 pandemic. Traders who want to register for the platform can do so through Grab's registration website. Meanwhile, country head for Grab Malaysia, Sean Goh, in a statement said with Selangor and the Federal Territory as pioneers, Grab was also actively engaging other local councils on the possibility of digitizing their bazaars to safeguard the income of micro-entrepreneurs. Grab, he said, has collaborated with its wide selection of restaurant partners to curate menus with timeless Ramadan favourites like ayam percik, murtabak and roti john to be available on Grab Food during the fasting month. Grab is also welcoming social sellers and home-based micro-entrepreneurs throughout Malaysia to leverage on their nationwide network of more than 100,000 delivery partners to help them serve online customers in a more convenient and efficient manner. In Selangor, police have crippled a face mask scam syndicate following the arrest of 4 men during a raid at an office in Dataran Cascade in Kota Damansara on Tuesday. According to Petaling Jaya District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Nik Izani Muhammad Faisal, investigations also revealed that the syndicate had also been involved in online cheating and gambling activities. Nik Izani said the raid was carried out by a team from the Commercial Crimes Investigation Department following a report about a face mask scam. All the detainees were aged between 18 and 24 years old. Police also seized laptops, desktop computers, mobile phones and router units believed to be used in the operation. The syndicate was believed to have been taking advantage of the COVID-19 scare by luring customers to buy face masks through social media, while also catering to requests to top up credits to be used for online gambling. Nik Izani also said that this was the first face mask scam detected by the police and that losses were estimated at around 2,500 ringgit. On to the foreign front now. Indonesia on Wednesday reported 19 new coronavirus deaths, taking the total death toll in the country to 240, the highest in Southeast Asia. According to Health Ministry official Ahmad Yuryanto, 218 new infections were also reported on the same day, bringing the total cases to 2,956. It was understood that Jakarta, home to some 10 million people, suffers the highest number of deaths, totaling 114, followed by West Java, 35, Central Java, 22, Banten, 18, East Java, 16, and the rest recorded in other areas. Meanwhile, Yuryanto said a total of 222 people have recovered from the virus. He also added that more than 450,000 people in Indonesia have so far undergone rapid tests for early detection of COVID-19 virus infection. Indonesia earlier granted Jakarta the greatest hit area by the novel coronavirus to implement large-scale social restrictions. Despite an already overburdened healthcare system and the second highest death toll in Asia after China, Indonesia has yet to declare a nationwide quarantine. Over in Thailand, 111 new COVID-19 cases and 3 more deaths were announced on Wednesday, bringing the cumulative total to 2,369 cases and 30 fatalities. According to a spokesman for the Health Department, Tawisin Visanuyotin, the new cases include 42 Thais who returned home from Indonesia on Monday, after a religious gathering there was cancelled at the 11th hour. On the new fatalities, Tawasin said that all 3 of them were foreign nationals, a 48-year-old Russian, a 69-year-old Indian, and a 69-year-old U.S. citizen. He also added that of 2,369 patients, 888 have recovered and returned home. So far, Phuket is the province with the highest percentage of active COVID-19 cases, nearly 40 people per 100,000 population, while Bangkok has a rate of 21.6 people per 100,000. Meanwhile, 1,073 people infected with the new coronavirus have died in the United States in the last 24 hours, according to a tally by Johns Hopkins University. The daily figure brings the total number of deaths in the US to 12,857. In the meantime, 23,011 new cases were reported in the country, taking the total cases tally to 400,549. Paris on Tuesday banned daytime jogging to keep people from bending anti-coronavirus lockdown rules as France breached 10,000 deaths due to the outbreak. Other cities announced stricter restrictions, some controversial. On the day, top health official Jérôme Solomon announced that 10,328 people had died of COVID-19 in France since March 1st. Of these, 7,091 had perished in hospitals, 597 in the last 24 hours, and 3,237 in old age homes. In the meantime, Spain's overnight death toll from the coronavirus edged higher again. 757 people died over the past 24 hours, up from 743 people the previous day. This marked the second daily rise in a row and bringing the total death toll to 14,555, the world's second highest after Italy. However, Health Minister Salvador Illa said the numbers were still consistent with a slowdown. The daily percentage pace of increases has roughly halved from the end of March to about 5%. Is Zainal Abidin Hassan deadlier than Pele? The answer after this break. On to sports now, football. Legendary Malaysian goal machine Zainal Abidin Hassan has been listed by Globe Soccer Awards as one of the international football's top 10 deadlier strikers. According to the list, Zainal is ranked in 7th place, just one spot above Brazil great Pele. The list was unveiled by the Globe Soccer Award on their social media account on Wednesday. As a player, the forward, known for his physical prowess, has scored 78 goals in 138 appearances for Harimau Malaya, equal to Iraq's Hussein Saeed on the 6th spot, while Pele had only scored 77 goals for his country, Brazil. The 57-year-old had also a trophy-laden club career, playing for Selangor and Pahang, winning 4 Malaysia Cups, 3 league titles and 2 FA Cups. He then retired from playing in 1999 and continued his winning ways as a coach by leading Pahang to 2 FA Cups and 1 Malaysia Cup. He is currently coaching Malacca United in the Super League. Globe Soccer Awards is an annual award show recognizing excellence in world football that was organized by the European Association of Players Agents and the European Club Association. Now let's take a quick look at what's been splashed on the front pages of Malaysia's main newspapers for Thursday, April the 9th. The New Straits Times focuses on COVID-19 unsung heroes, the cleaners, sewerage and sanitation workers and street sweepers. While the nation's best-selling newspaper Harian Metro highlights on the free face masks and 1,000 ringgit compound on MCO violators. Berita Harian talks to health experts on the need to extend the movement control order. And a report on property prices makes the front page of the Malaysian Reserve. Do get your copies today. And that's it from Nightline for now. We leave you with visuals of the midnight light show that brightens up the central Chinese city of Wuhan, seconds after China lifted a travel ban on residents of the city, which is where the coronavirus pandemic first emerged late last year. With that, I'm Raymond Goh. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your company. Stay home, stay safe, and take care.